study, strategy over the years, and achieve the spirit of the warrior. Today is a victory over yourself of yesterday. Tomorrow is your victory over lesser men. There is a student mentality in all of us that must be tapped into. A student is resilient. A student is disciplined. It is only through discipline that you will experience the freedom of a warrior. A student never surrenders. See, the strategy is the plan. The strategy, the game plan, the plan of action, the recipe, the how must be studied before the first step is taken. I am convinced that so many of us lose because of what we were not willing to study. We must grow a discipline to deliberately investigate what we are getting ready to enter into. We must be calculated as we enter into new seasons, into new relationships. This is the road to becoming a warrior. An experienced, skilled, and calculated soldier. A fighter, a game changer, somebody who refuses to stay down. This is somebody who is set apart from those who operate in the realm of normalcy. This is somebody who is above and beyond. We got a bit of a work ethic to go after it. A student is a disciple, and a disciple is disciplined. Disciplined to achieve the spirit of the warrior. They are perfectly positioned for victory daily. Discipline is an invitation out of normalcy. A man who studies is a man who is allergic to average. So you are a warrior, and you don't even know it. Take a deep breath. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. After today, everything is about to change. Because change starts with you. To understand this is to know the difference between men and lions. You must understand that there is more than one path to the top of the mountain. And in this very moment, all you have is all you need. See, somebody lied to you and told you that life is about acquiring more to move forward. What if I told you that getting to the top of the mountain was not about acquiring more, but about becoming more? That if you can become, then you will find your authentic path to the top. Everybody wants to go to the top, but nobody wants to discover new ways to climb there. Find your authenticity. Discover your identity. We're all told, if you want to get to the top, follow the leader. But that is a broken mentality. Yes, leaders are necessary, but we must be fully aware when we have been called to lead, to blaze our own trail, to discover a new way. It's daunting, it's exhausting to get to the top. But there is more than one way, and you will discover that way by not acquiring. So it is not the more that you get, the faster you will go. It is the more you become, the quicker you will elevate. And so getting to the top of the mountain has more to do with becoming than acquiring. What is your mountain? What is your trial? Who is the giant standing in front of you? Name it and defeat it. The climb is just as important as the arrival. The top is the end game, but the process is what will make you. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of this world. Life begins at the end of your comfort zone, at the end of your ego and your insecurities. But when you come to the end of yourself and the beginning of the understanding of our world, why we are here and what is our purpose, then all of a sudden everything changes. Think lightly of yourself and deeply of the world. The world is vast. Over 7.5 billion people walk the face of this planet. There is so much here. Creation, the antelope, the trees, the mountains, the stars, people from every nation, in every tongue. We have economy, we have industry, we have technology. We are more advanced than ever before. So take a moment and agree never to self-sabotage yourself. No more self-condemnation. Let you cease to see the opportunities in this world. How beautiful our planet is. To think lightly of yourself and deeply of this world is an invitation out of your ego, out of your insecurities, out of what you think you cannot do. It is to look beyond your program. It is to think of your legacy. It is to think of what you will leave behind. It is to think of your contribution and your impact. Even in this moment, in the midst of trial, in the midst of tribulation, ask yourself the question, what can I contribute? You see, conflict is necessary. Trial is needed. It causes us to create, to be proactive, to be inventive. It moves us to become pioneers. What type of mark will you leave in the earth? What will be your legacy? Man has always been haunted by the vastness of eternity. And so we ask ourselves, when we are long gone, will our names remain? I choose to live by choice and not by chance.
This is for all those who say you're boring. They say you're boring when you don't drink. They say you're boring when you don't party. They say you're boring when you don't settle for a common life. They say you're boring when your goals are more important than partying. They say you're boring when your long-term quality of life is more important than short-term pleasure. They say you're boring when your future is more important than temporary fun. They say you're boring when you know the consequences outweigh the benefits. Discipline is not boring. Health is not boring. Designing a life of your choosing is not boring. You know what is boring? Boring is being like everyone else. Boring is wearing masks to fit in with others. Boring is turning into someone you are not, so you don't have to face who you are. Boring is having to drink because you haven't accepted the person you are. Having to drink because you don't think the sober you is good enough. That's not only boring, it's sad. If you think I'm boring for not wanting to be a part of that, I'm happy to be boring. But I'd encourage you to look in the mirror and ask yourself a few questions. Ask yourself if you deserve more than this, if you are capable of more, if you can be happier long-term without the short-term poison, if you are comfortable with who you are on track to become. Ask yourself if the people you are attracting through your drinking are the right people you want in your life. Are they making your life better or making it worse long-term? I'd encourage you to dig a little deeper. You've only got one shot at this. A very brief moment here to become the greatest version of yourself and leave a lasting impression on those close to you. Maybe it's time to get a little more interesting by first becoming one of the boring ones.